Hi, my name is Dawn, and this is my YouTube channel where I'm going to talk about all my crafty things. I retired in March of 2020 when I thought, oh, we're going to travel. Well, that didn't happen. So here we are. I'm pursuing all my crafts. They seem to be adding up to be a lot, and I thought we could share and show you what I've been doing. Hi, so my first knitting whip that I have is the Arwen sweater from Isabel Kramer. And as you can see, I'm almost done. I'm down here on the ribbing, and this is a great pattern. I've made a few of Isabel Kramer's designs, and I really like them. This one, it features this great yoke with the baubles, and um, I'm using the recommended needles, which go down a needle size when I get down to the ribbing. I think it's 3.5 inches of ribbing, but I did a little bit of extra body, so I'm going to try it on at 3 inches of ribbing and double check that the fit is good. I've made this size small. I'm just checking my notes. And I think normally I make a larger medium, but with this ease and my loose knitting technique, I thought I would try it on. It's working out to be perfect from when I last tried it on. The pattern's perfectly written as Isabel Kramer's tend to be, and the yarn that I'm using is actually my own hand dyed, and my very first time hand dyeing a sweater quantity. So you can see that there is a lot of tonality and different colors in it, and this is because I'm a very new dyer. And when I mixed my dye, I did not shake it properly. So what happened was the black and the pink in it separated out, and I ended up with this kind of mottled color. And as you can see, it's kind of crazy, particularly on the screen. It's not as noticeable in real life, but I kind of like it. So I'm not disappointed. I'll talk a bit more about my dyeing in my dyeing section, but so I'm very happy with this, and I think once I finally get this ribbing finished, I'll zoom through the sleeves. That's my intent, and then hopefully I can show it to you finished. My next whip is a pair of socks. These are for my husband, and these are just plain ribbed socks. So I've got 72 stitches, and it's knit 3, purl 1, and I did it for however many inches this is. Let me just have a quick look. Okay, I did mark it down in my Ravelry page. I did 50 rows for the leg, and I am following the Basic Rib Socks by Kate Atherley, and I've made those before, and they're great. So her pattern doesn't include 72 inches, but I just followed the heel for the 68 inches, I think. And so I have done, on this one, I have done the heel flap, and on this one, I've even done some of the gusset repeats. And as you can see, I do my socks 2 at a time. Let me put those proper. 2 at a time. So what I do is I'll do the cast on, and maybe I'll do 10 or 20 rounds on one, and then do it on the next and follow along. And this way I never suffer from second sock syndrome. And but I can end up with 2 partially finished socks, which in this case I think I have a boo-boo on one of these, and I just don't want to face up on it. So maybe I don't know, maybe next week, Monday, I'll have a look at it and face up to my boo-boo and get it figured out. This yarn, the needle size is Chaogu 1s, a US 1, and the yarn is my hand dyed with food coloring, which I'm pretty darn happy with. You know, if you want to try dyeing, food coloring is a great way to start, because you don't you can use all your kitchen things. And I'll talk a little bit more in the dyeing section, but isn't that fun? I'm really happy and really proud of them, and my husband's excited one day maybe having his socks. Now I do have one other whip that's the endless whip. Well, not endless, but it's the blanket. So this is my scrappy blanket. It is the Scraptastic blanket by Samantha Johnston of Hand Me My Knitting, and I've already made one, which is actually right over here. So let me just grab it, and as you can see, it is using up all my scraps. And what I love about this pattern is that you build an I-cord edge, which you can see here, and it has this really professional finish, but also it has the ability to use up all your scraps. So it uses 2 strands of sport or fingering, and I have loads of fingering, and then or 1 strand of DK or 1 strand of worsted, or I assume 1 strand of Aran. I didn't have any of that. And you basically can use up all your scraps. And one of the fun things about making that's the finished one, here's number 2, is that I can remember everything about this, the yarns that were used in it. So what was the project I did it in? I really like that. I enjoy doing it, and because of all the change of colors. So I typically do this on Sundays. I kind of follow a bit of a scrappy Sunday and keep it lazy-er and work on my blanket exclusively. So making pretty good progress already on number 2. The first one took me 4 months, I think, on and off. So I was pretty happy with that. And I think this one might go to my grandson, but we'll see. So that's it for the knitting content of today's podcast. I just wanted to add one little fun thing. This is the current color that I'm on in the scrappy blanket, and it's a color that my grandson dyed himself. He's 11, and so it's so much fun that he's going to have this blanket that's going to have yarns that he dyed in it, and this is from Food Coloring, where we broke Wilton Violet, which is lots of fun to try. So I got into dyeing by accident, just looking for an activity to do with my grandson, and I know he loves colors, and so we were watching some ChemKnits videos and some other YouTubers about how to dye with food coloring, and it looked easy, and we could use things we had in the house like food coloring in our regular pots and pans, and so we started doing that. Of course, it got addictive, and so I branched out recently into some acid dyes. So what have we got dyeing that came out of the dye pot recently? Well, you saw my pink sweater, which isn't quite what I wanted. It's lovely, I'm gonna love it, but it wasn't perfect. So recently I dyed up 5 skeins of DK for a cardigan. Still not 100% sure which one, but it's these beauties that are in using Jacquard acid dyes in the colorway Spruce. And I'm really happy with how tonal this came out. I'm definitely going to have to be alternating skeins, but I love it. So that, once I finish my Arwen, this is the next thing, I think, from a sweater point of view, that I'll get on the needle. So very happy with that. The same day, while I'm waiting for one dye to exhaust, I am off doing this silver, which I think is a great basic and is super tonal. And I'm thinking I might make the Hipster Light by Joji Locatelli. I've got the pattern. I already have the regular hipster shawl, so I think this Hipster Light would be perfect. And of course, I think you'll soon learn gray is one of my favorite colors to wear, that is. And then just out of the dye pot is this. It isn't even skeined up, it's just dried. And it it's not at all what I was going for. So I was trying to darken a blue by over dyeing it with just a little yellow, but I put in too much yellow. So this is what happens. But the colors are fantastic. And I was actually my yarn mop while I was dyeing the roving that I also dyed that's still drying. And so there's little speckles of, I don't know if you can see it, but different colors that are speckled throughout the skein. So it gives it a lot of character. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to make with that, but maybe socks. Who knows? It's lots of fun. So much things to think about. It's too much fun. So as I mentioned, I did dyed roving for the first time. So of course I was terrified because I didn't want to felt it, and I haven't felted it, and it is very pretty. It again is, I'm kind of, what can I say? For when I go to dye, I don't really have an idea. I sort of have an idea and then I kind of wing it. So maybe that's called creative. I don't know, or mistakes or luck. I don't know. Anyways, let me go and grab it, or let's go have a look at it on the drying rack. So I should have inserted a, a picture of the roving for you. Um, so I've never spun fiber before, but I got roving as part of a dye kit that I accidentally ordered. It came with the roving. I ordered the wrong one. So I guess that means I need to learn how to spin. To start off, I've got a drop spindle that I've got on order that I'm going to get this week. So I think I'm going to learn how to spin. And then my husband and my grandson, when we get to see them, they are going to build me a spinning wheel as a project. So stay tuned for some spinning, I hope. So in a soon to come video, I'll be doing a little bit of dyeing to show you what I'm doing. I'm no expert, but I am the home dyer, so maybe that might be of interest to you who are want to get into dyeing and want to know how to do it. So I'm going to put something together and show you what I've been doing and how I'm getting these results. And honestly, it's a lot of fun, terribly addicting, and I encourage everyone to give it a try. It's not that hard. So who hasn't been making masks? I guess now you can buy them fairly easily, and we have as well, but I've also taken the opportunity to make some masks. But like everything, it's the hunt for the perfect fitting mask. And I'll leave a link below on the mask that this pattern is, but this is the latest mask I've made. And how cute is that fabric? That's from Walmart. Walmart has some great fabrics. So just using some elastic. I have inside, what I like about this particular pattern is, if you can see, it's got darts, and that's really for good fitting. Now my friend Della put me on to this. I will say the video, I hate to say it, it's very long. It's longer than it needs to be, but it's a good pattern. And inside, I can't believe I even did it, it has a little channel for your nose piece, so you can pull it out for washing. And you hand sew it down. You don't have to. You could machine stitch it down and it would look just fine. But I did follow the instructions and hand sewed it, which I haven't done in forever. So maybe since I was in high school. So, but I did it, and it's super cute and it's super fun fitting, and as you can see, it's a great fit. It's very comfortable, and I get a little fogging, but I'm not found anything that doesn't fog a little bit. Have you? So I if you're still like me on the hunt, you can try this one out. And finally, the last thing I've been really working on is quilting. Now, this is quite ironic to people who know me because my mother was a huge quilter and I couldn't get into it. I was working, I was busy, and I don't know, I just didn't have any interest in it at all. My mother has passed on, but apparently now I'm a quilter. So, but because of the extra time I have on my hands and COVID and everything else, I got a sewing machine because I wanted to make masks, and then it had quilting features, so I'm quilting. And I'll insert a picture here of my quilt blocks that I've done. So I followed the Okla Roots YouTube channel block party. And this is a great, it was, you did a block of the month starting last March, and you make 3 of each of the blocks. So you have 36 blocks to finish with. Now, and they're all different. And because I was a beginner, I had no idea what I was doing, but the instructions are so great. So I highly recommend if you're interested in trying it out, this is a great way to do it. And you can start and stop anytime you want. Of course, I just started in January and did the entire 36 blocks. And the nice thing is she does sashing, which I chose to do to go in between. And now I'm just waiting to learn how to put it all together. I have done one other small wall hanging quilt from a tutorial that with a charm pack, and it turned out super cute. But this is like big. So it covers, that's our king size bed in that picture. So it's big, and the sashing isn't even in there. So you can see how big it is. So anyways, that has been really fun and keeping me busy. But if you're looking at doing some quilting, I highly recommend that as a really fun way to do it. And you can use, my scraps are just from masks and some odds and ends and just a mishmash of everything that, a little bit of fabric I had, and then I just bought some remnants and some Walmart and etc. So you can really get going really easy, and that's what makes it so much fun. It's an easy way to get in, it's inexpensive, but it's highly rewarding, and it turns out to be really cute. Cannot wait to show you it when it's finished. So that's kind of a good kickoff for my first video, and hopefully it's not showing how nervous I am, but hopefully I'll get better at it, and I'm looking forward to showing you my progress that I'm making on everything, anything new I'm doing. Definitely that dyeing video I hope to get up soon, and also I love to cook, so might even have some new recipes I'm trying out. Anything else? Who knows? Oh, I bought an embroidery or cross stitch or something on sale, so I think I might be doing that too. So stay tuned. Please, if you like this content or interested in more, always ask for you to subscribe and do a like and notification bell. Is there anything else I forgot? I don't know. Anyways, till next time, take care and happy crafting.